Hey everybody, it's me, Asinellus, and welcome to r/entitled parents in my week of daily Reddit uploads. To give you an idea of what this subreddit is about, here's a quick little story. Attention to all entitled parents. All of us know that Avengers Endgame is coming out this Thursday. The Thursday I'm posting this. This is the final Avengers movie, not the last Marvel movie though. So, this is to all parents, but especially to entitled parents. Do not bring your child, ages 12 and under, the movie is PG-13, to watch it in theaters. This way, everyone doesn't hear your child whining, complaining, and being a nuisance. We want to watch this movie in all of its beauty without being interrupted, so please, just hire a babysitter. If you really want to bring your kid, go at your own risk. Just be prepared for the judgmental stares, groans, and the occasional please bring your kid outside if they're crying like a banshee when your child is crying over a quiet scene of the movie. Yours truly, Comics Lover. Also, please don't chew your popcorn obnoxiously loud as well. This goes towards everyone. I've got to say that wasn't quite your standard entitled parents post, but that is exactly the stuff this guy is warning against. That's exactly what entitled parents would do. Bring kids to the theater and then try to chuck them in, lead them in, being a nuisance to everyone. So if you like that sort of stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and stick around for the rest of the video. Families should be your number one priority on a flight. Sorry, what? I know I always start my posts like this, but my eldest sister is a flight attendant, and she has to deal with a lot of entitled parents. This one is a story she told me around a year ago, but I still remember it. My brain is weird, and I remember a lot of things but can never remember anything to do with schoolwork. Anyway, my sister's flight this time around was one of those planes where you don't have assigned seats, and it's first come, first serve. These sorts of planes don't have first class, and all the seats are pretty much the same. My sister: I am now calling all disabled passengers or passengers requiring assistance boarding the plane, such as pregnant women, passengers with wheelchairs, or senior passengers. Please have your boarding passes ready and your passport on the photo card. It's a very weird process in Britain, since everyone just queues up and usually most of the priority passengers are taken to the back, so it's an awkward process where some people move to the back or to the side to let the other passengers go forward. At this moment in time, some wheelchair passengers cannot really maneuver properly since it's very crowded and usually end up running over a toe or two, but usually no one makes a bigger deal than K. People who were involved in this story. S is my sister. She's 5'4", skinny, but is a kick-butt flight attendant. OFA is the other flight attendant, mostly silent during this story. M is the mother, sorry about the entitled thing. ED is the entitled dad, probably a Karen as well. K's the kid. WD is the wheelchair dude, a sweet old man. Ouch! Mummy, someone stood on my foot! Oh no, Angel, I'll give it a kiss on the plane. Parents, is this normal? Because if someone ran over my foot, my mum would say it was my fault. The entitled dad glares at the wheelchair guy. Watch where you're going, mate. You ran over my girl's foot. Did I? I'm very sorry, Kay. I didn't mean to. Would a piece of chocolate make it feel better? No! I want to go on the plane now. My feet probably hurt more than yours, and I want to sit. She probably thought the man was sat down because he was tired. She was young, around 3 years old. You heard her, mate. Let her go on before you. Excuse me, sir. This happened near the front of the gate, but we only allow priority passengers to board first. Your daughter will have to wait. No! Families should have number one priority. You should let them board first because children are much more difficult to handle. I'm sorry, sir, but families with small children are next to board. We want to help the people who need help getting into their seats before anyone else. Come on, wheelchair guy, let me help you get on the plane. Takes the wheelchair dude's wheelchair, handles and wheels him off. We will be boarding now. Practically throws a passport at S. Sorry, we are boarding priority passengers only. Get to the back of the line. Edie, stop. Sorry about this, he gets stressed by travel. So does literally everyone. It's okay, please wait your turn. Entitled dad scoffs, grabs his completely fine kid and storms off, leaving entitled mum to scurry after them. My sister thanks everyone for their support and loves sitting in my room when she comes home reading all of your comments. There's a reason that people who need help board first, because they need help. They need the extra room, so they are put on first so that others can then comfortably get on and make the whole process faster for everyone. You'd think that would be self-explanatory, but apparently not. Stop bleeding! You're scaring my baby! A short one I had to live through this month. Me, the manifestation of entropy. I love how sometimes I'm stuck googling words in this subreddit. So, a mix of English and Greek. So, it's either a physics term or a lack of order or predictability. A gradual decline into disorder. I like it. GF is my partner. CK, cute kid my partner is looking after. BK, B's kid, not actually all that bad. And EP, mother who doesn't understand biology. One of my partners works as a nanny, and while visiting her, we took one of the kids she looked after to a soft play area. I'll admit, I wasn't looking too much where I was going, since cute kid was being cute by being excited for the play area. Think a Chuck E. Cheese without the food. Now these play spaces have pretty heavy doors, probably to keep out any potential escapees from getting out. But once you've gotten them slightly open, they tend to swing open at speed. Someone leaving obviously didn't see me because I turned just in time to get a faceful of door. Hurt like a bee. And I must have caught the edge of a panel or something since I got a big cut on my forehead. Now, any fan of pro wrestling can tell you that forehead wounds like to bleed. A lot. So I try to play off the injury and we send CK off to play. I'm sitting on one of the benches nearby while GF runs off to try and find a first aid kit when the real trouble starts. Mummy, what's wrong with that man? I look up to see a little girl of about 4 tugging on her mother's hand and gesturing in my direction. The mother is too engrossed in her game of Candy Crush or whatever to actually look. Just go play, sweetie, come on. Mummy, I think he's really hurt. EB finally looks up in my direction and sees my face is now mostly a crimson mask where I've tried and failed to stop the bleeding. She starts her approach. Excuse me? Can you do that outside? I'm sorry, what? You're disturbing the children. I'd like to point out at this point that hers is the only child who has even noticed. Sorry, my partner has gone to try and find someone and a first aid kit. No, you need to leave. You're upsetting my daughter. The kid does look a little concerned, so I try to defuse the situation. Hey there, kiddo. Nothing to worry about, just a silly scratch. Doesn't even hurt. Do not talk to my daughter! I didn't say you could talk to my child! I'm sorry. Thankfully, my partner comes over with a staff member and a green box in hand. The guy starts mopping up the blood as I lose sight in one eye. Please, throw this man out, he's scaring my daughter! Ma'am, he's seriously hurt. Please let me get him sorted. It's really not that bad. He's terrorizing my baby! I saw him cut himself open. He has a knife! Jesus, lady, can you just back off? We're not safe! We're not safe! She runs out of the building, dragging her daughter roughly behind her. As she leaves, there's a horrifically loud bang that we theorize was the sound of the daughter hitting the heavy door as it closed, since her mother was in a hurry. We later found out that the police had arrived later, and that they'd had a report of a crazy knife-wielding maniac, but we were gone before they turned up. Not exactly encouraging response time for the police, but that's another issue. Excuse me, I know you're seriously hurt, but could you go bleed somewhere else, please? Typical entitled parent. Entitled parent laughs when entitled kid poisons my dog and makes us pay over £5,000 in emergency vet bills. So yesterday, we had a family gathering for Easter at my nan's house. My pregnant auntie was there with her 2 kids aged 3 and 5. I was there with my family and my 2 dogs. My nan made large chocolate cake and placed small Easter eggs wrapped in foil around the edge. My cousins collected them all and were throwing them around, crawling under the table with them while my auntie sat across from them chatting. My nan told her that chocolate can be poisonous to dogs, so she said to them, "Don't feed the dogs chocolate, it can make them sick." But she had no seriousness in her voice, so they carried on. I spent the rest of the day keeping my dog away from the room, and she's so small that only a small amount could make her really sick. but she kept going back whenever she could. When her kids got bored of that, they spent the whole afternoon being really badly behaved and refusing to let people into the garden, shutting each other's fingers into the door and throwing things at people. She just ignored it all, and no one would say anything to her because she always kicks off when anyone mentions how badly behaved her kids are, and how she should control them. When we get home at 7 PM, my dog doesn't eat her dinner, which isn't like her. We brush it off, as my nan probably just fed her lots of treats. 2 hours later, she's throwing up chocolate-coloured liquid everywhere, shaking and won't stop walking around. We decided at 10:30 PM to take her to the emergency vet. That cost £400 just to check her over due to it being a bank holiday. We get there, and she's thrown up several times before we even got inside. The vet is very concerned. Her heart rate is almost double what it should be, and she's very dehydrated. After a few tests, they suggest we keep her in fluids for 7 hours and come back in the morning. It's 12 AM at this point. We get a call at 5 AM to say she's worse, and they think she's got a blockage in her digestive system, so she needs an x-ray. X-rays show something that looks a bit like foil blocking her stomach. She needs surgery to remove it, and that will cost £3,000, on top of the £2,000 already owed for her stay and meds. We call my auntie and tell her what's happened. She laughs and says, "They're only little boys. They didn't know what they were doing. These things happen." My mum says how she should be controlling them, and she kicks off about how she's pregnant and her little angels didn't mean to hurt anyone. They shouldn't be told off for having fun. It's safe to say that's the last time we're taking our dogs to a family gathering. Edit, Doggo is home. The vet said to see if she can pass the blockage on her own today. So we are taking her to the normal vets tomorrow for another x-ray and deciding what to do from there. I will get some legal advice on what to do about suing, as I don't know the laws or how to prove she was responsible. And the worst thing about this story is there isn't really much that these people can do. There isn't very much that they can prove, so I guess they just have to sort of take it, and there's nothing they can do against this entitled parent. This entitled mother decides I'm too poor for my fiancé and she should marry her son. Backstory, I was on a trip to this place called Rotorua, located in New Zealand. I live in the UK. I'd taken my fiancé overseas for an Easter celebration of sorts. I thought the best way to do it was to have a relaxation trip. Now Rotorua is known for the great mud baths and just baths all around, so me and my fiancé decided to take one. I'm 28 and my fiancé is 26, although she may not look to be that old. EM is the entitled mother, EK is the entitled kid, F is my fiancé, and me is me. John is one of my friends. I booked a mud bath for the two of us and we went in. Not too long after, I go out to buy some drinks, and I tell my fiancé she should stay and relax. When I came back, there was a kid, around 19, standing next to the mud bath. This was a room that clearly said occupied and my fiancé was using an open robe-type bathing suit. "Why are you in here?" "The public pool is full, and definitely not with hot chicks. On the other hand, these rooms seem to be empty with some, checks her out, something else." "Sorry, but..." Me puts my hand on his shoulder from behind. "What the F, man? Who are you? And don't just bust into rooms like that. This room's taken." "Yes, I know. Taken by my fiancé, right?" "What? You..." "Yes, and if you'll excuse us, we would like to be left alone." The entitled kid, "She's wasted on a person like you. Look at you." He turns to my fiancé. "Is he worth it? You could do much better." "Watch your mouth. If I'm not worth it, then you certainly can't come close to being worth anything." The entitled kid ignores me. "Listen, babe, this poor F probably can't even afford to give you a room to yourself." I would rather be in a room with him, hence this room you busted into. And did you really call him a poor F? I can't see why you would say that." "Look, he might not be poor in your world, but in mine, did you see the limo parked up in the reserved parking?" "You mean the black one that's unnecessarily expensive?" "That's mine." I start laughing. The entitled kid, "What's so funny?" "I'm sorry, I just can't imagine a drunk teen driving a limousine around for fun." "Hey, F, sorry to cut this short, but wanna get out now?" My fiancé with a sigh, "Okay, I'm getting out." At this point, there's a knock on the door and I open it. Who the hell are you? My, I thought I heard someone bothering you, young. No worries, but we're getting out now. Could you please help me get this guy out? Then, as you heard, please leave now. The entitled kid mumbles and John grabs his arm to pull him out. Don't touch me, you old F! John was in his early 60s. Then please, just get out. This isn't over, you effing commoner. He leaves and we get changed. We're heading out to the parking with John, and the same entitled kid comes over with entitled mum. The entitled mum was wearing a gold-plated watch and a Gucci bag. You know poop is about to go down if a 40-year-old woman is wearing Gucci. I heard you tried to take this girl away from my son, you dirty commoner. Mum, we're leaving, so please, can you... F off. Hey, F, let's go to my car. That way... He goes to grab F. No! I grab his wrist and twisted it. The entitled kid. Effing poop, you tried to kill me, you Commonwealth dirtbag. The entitled mum. No, don't you dare lay your filthy hand on my son. She goes to hit me with the Gucci handbag and I grab it mid-swing. The entitled mum. Robbery! This man is robbing me! The bath staff showed up to clear up the mess. They had cameras, so they knew instantly who came in the wrong. Me, that was a night, wasn't it? My fiancé, I'm tired. John, my sincere apologies, sir. I should have been there next to you. Me, it's Easter, John. Don't mind it. You need holidays too. John gets in the driver's seat, now fully dressed as a butler. We pull out of the reserved parking with my limousine, a classic stretch, and passed by the two dirty Commonwealth. I lowered my windshield and waved to them. I've got two things to say. First of all, getting whacked over the head with a Gucci handbag seems like a pretty cool thing to happen. And second of all, I love how this post is laid out. It's up till the very end. You don't understand it. The guy who's this story is focused on is actually the rich guy. You know, the turnaround here is just so amazing. It's just, it's a beautiful story. Alright, and with that story, I would like to finish for today. That was r/EntitledParents, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like down below. Also, tell me if there are any subreddits you want me to review. I know there's tons and tons of good ones, but r/EntitledParents is probably one of the best, at least in my opinion. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to stick around. I am doing daily videos on Reddit for a week. But most importantly guys, all I want to do is see you all here next time. Goodbye!